everybody, here's the first video for the week of December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, D-Day, whichever you want to call it. Can't believe that the first week of December is already passed us by, but here we are. So today, I've had a couple of people ask me if we could have some anniversary or wedding cards, and so this week I'm going to be doing anniversary, wedding, and a masculine card. I'm kind of done with Christmas. I actually don't even have my own cards made yet, so that is another project that's going to happen this week. So here's the card that we're doing. It's got some embossing, some specialty vellum paper on it. I also did, this one happens to be in petal pink. The color is petal pink, but I did several other colorways just to see what it would look like. This one is soft sea foam, and as you can tell, it's a very light pale green, which is really very pretty. This one is Seaside Spray, which is kind of on the blue and purplish side, which I think is really pretty and one of my favorite colors. This one is done in Bermuda Bay. Again, very pretty and very striking with the white embossing powder on the... And then this one is done in Just Jade. And on this one, I actually did the flowers in the vellum. I think I prefer the embossed with the white powder on the colored cardstock better, but this is pretty and a little bit softer of a card. Nice thing about this card, you could do it in any color way that you want because it's very versatile and very pretty. So today, to get started, here's our card that we're going to be working on. And in our packet, I'm going to do another petal pink one, which is a very peachy kind of pink, but one that I really like. I've pre-done a few items here. We have a card base that is, again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I see I'm out of camera here. I'm gonna have to concentrate on that today. 4 1/4, that's that. We have a piece for the front and the inside in the Whisper White, and they both measure 4 by 5 1/4. We have a scrap of petal pink, sorry, I forgot the color all of a sudden, that we'll be using to stamp our flowers on. And I have a oval out of the petal pink that I cut with the layering oval dies. And then I have this thing that just says Happy Anniversary, and I cut that out with a stitch shape oval. And then we have this really pretty paper. It's actually in a packet of, it has poinsettias. I should have brought it in here to show you, but the nice thing about it is it's flocked. If you could feel it, you would see that it's very soft. And I chose this design because it's not really Christmas related. There are, in the packet of materials, in the packet of paper, there's some poinsettias and some very specific Christmas type papers, but I thought this was really pretty for the anniversary card. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we are going to take our vellum piece, we are going to take our liquid glue. Again, with vellum, it's very difficult to keep the adhesive from showing through on when you put it down on your cardstock, but with this being so heavily designed and it's flocking, you can actually get away with a little bit more than we would normally be able to get away with. So I'm hoping I have enough glue here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some in the middle. I kind of went around the edges very lightly with the liquid glue. Tried to stay kind of inside of the white flocked design so that it wouldn't show too much when I put it down on my paper. And actually it doesn't show hardly at all, so it works out pretty well. Just takes a little bit longer than the normal to get all of everything so that it's stuck down. I actually got out and went on my walk this morning. It's such a beautiful morning out. I haven't been walking outside. I've been doing the treadmill, and the nice thing about the treadmill is I can read while I'm walking. It makes it go pretty fast, but I walk with a friend, and so I called her and I said, you know, I'm going to work for a little while in the studio, and then it's so pretty out. Would you like to walk later? So we actually headed out the door about 10:45 and got our 2 miles in. So beautiful, beautiful day, and it's hard to believe that it's December, and we sure do need some moisture, but it's not happening yet. So then I just picked this up without trying to get glue everywhere on me, and I put it on I centered it on my white piece. This helps the design to really stand out on the paper, and this is what we'll be putting on the front of our card. And I'm just going to let that sit and dry for a minute. The thing with vellum paper, it's not porous at all, so it does take a long time for the ink and the glue to kind of soak in. This card actually that I made, the vellum flowers, I made these yesterday afternoon with this dark Just Jade ink, and I left them all afternoon and I left it overnight. And this morning when I was trying to kind of curl the petals a little bit, I was still getting a slight bit of ink on my finger, so it just doesn't ever really want to dry on the vellum. So here I have a happy anniversary set that I actually got out of the mini mate stamp set. I'm using this one. This is a kind of a nice stamp set with greetings, lots of different occasions. And I didn't show you the stamp set for the flowers. It's called Floral Essence, and I used this this flower stamp right here. I actually stamped 6 of them total for each card, and each flower is made up of 3. And I'm using this little design for the envelope in the inside, and it has some really nice sayings on it also. So I'll just take this and put this down since I've already pre-done this one, just to save us a little bit of time. And I will center this inside of this oval as best I can. Ovals are a little bit harder to center because you don't have a point like a square or a circle. Circles doesn't matter, you just turn them so that they're straight. But so there's that. Now to do our flower, so here's what I did. I took this stamp right here. I inked it up with Mossy Meadow. I'm sorry, did I say Mossy Meadow? I did. I inked it up with Versamark, which is what you need for any time you're doing heat embossing. And then on this particular stamp, I try to make one petal always go up the top petal. That way, when I go to punch it, I can line it up very, very easily. So I stamped 3 of these across the page. I took my white embossing powder. You've all done heat embossing, so you all kind of know what this is all about. And I put it over my flower. Stamped it. I don't know if you can even tell that that's on there. And then I took my heat tool and I heated the embossing powder until it melted and came up with flowers that look like this. It's kind of hard to see that. I have a bright light that's really shining in my eye. I don't know if you all can see that or not. And so I have 3 of them just like that. I'll heat this one up. I'll do another one, but I'll heat that up at a later date. I don't have a plug-in to bring in my heat tool, plus it's extremely noisy. Okay, so now that I have them all heat embossed, and then once I got them heat embossed, I took this punch, which is the perennial flower punch, and I just punched them out. And like I say, I had put the top one here so that I could line it up really easily while I was punching it out. That's all there was to that. And then I took these and I kind of curled the petals under, holding them very tightly at the end so that they don't pull out and you don't tear them. And I just wanted to make a little bit of a curl on them to give them a little bit of shape. Like so. Okay, and then once you do that, you take your green glue again and put a little bit in the center. and kind of only, don't go right in the middle, offset it, but just about 1/3 of the way, because you're actually going to build this with 3 petals, not just 2 like we normally do. And again, you're gluing on the top of white embossing powder, so it's pretty slippery, and you need to give it a little bit of time to dry. And then this is the last one. And we will put it in there, and we will push it down. Hold it for just a moment so that it can stick, and then we'll put it off to the side. Okay, so for the inside saying, I have a saying on my Stamparatus, and what I chose was just cherish every moment of this day. It could be for a wedding, it can be for an anniversary card, anything like that. So I'll put this in the corner. And I actually stamped that with basic gray on the sample, but for this one, we're going to just go ahead and do the petal pink. Push that down, and that I'm going to do it once more. I kind of didn't get the H as clear as I'd like it to be. Plus, I don't care if it's a little bit darker. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, so we're done with that. Now, oh, we're not quite done with it. I want to put a little bit of a design on this saying. So I have this little leaf pattern. And we will stamp it in this corner. Flip it around. Stamp it in this corner, and I'm also going to stamp it in the corner of our envelope. Like so. Okay, I think we are pretty much done with our stamping. Better close up the ink pad. And we will take our card base. We'll fold it on the score line. Take our bone folder. Run over it. Take our Stampin' Seal. And adhere this down to the inside of our card. Okay. And then we will take our outside piece. I guess I had already stamped this for something else, and look at there, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. I don't need it, so we'll just turn it over flat and put it down. That's why we have 2 sides. I made several of these, so I probably thought I didn't stamp one and stamped another one, and then I had just had this one covered up with paper or something. So this is going to go on the front, centered as best we can. Push it down. Okay, now we are going to take our flowers and we are going to put dimensionals on our flowers in the center so that we can pop them up. And I have forgotten to bring something in here, and I don't think I even did them. So you know what? We'll just do them right here. We'll put our saying down, and that is definitely going to be popped up also. And I put 3 across. Can you all see, I hope? Take them off, the backings off with my pokey tool. And try and get this in the center as best I can. Okay, then we will take our backings off of our flowers. And I put one, I didn't cover up the saying, so I kind of manipulated my flower and I had it down just a little bit lower than the one I'm going to have. And then the same way with the top, just making sure that I didn't take a petal to cover up my words. Okay, and then we're going to use this sprig punch, just makes this nice little design, and we're going to punch out. Let's see, I need 4 per card, so hopefully now I should also be punching out 4 of the vellum, sprigs in the vellum, because I don't know if you can see on the original card that I do have vellum, but I didn't bring a piece of vellum in here. And my camera is such, or my phone is such, that if I stop the video and go get something and try to restart it, I lose the whole thing. I haven't quite figured out why that is. So I'm just going to put on the petal pink ones, and then I will go and put on the vellum ones as soon as I have, as soon as the video is over. So what the easiest way to do this is to take a glue dot, put it on your sprig, raise your flower up, and the thing you have to remember, don't stick your sprig outside of your card base, otherwise it won't fit in your envelope. And you can place them just about however you want them to be. I'm going to put glue dots on all of these, I think, if it'll let me. One glue dot. I tried the green cap glue and it will eventually hold, but boy, it just took forever and I was having a real hard time getting it to stick. So then I thought, well, let's try a glue dot and see how that works. And actually it works out pretty darn well. Okay. So now we will take this. I take my scissors. Sometimes I take my scissors, sometimes I use my fingers, whatever I feel like doing. And we will raise up our petals and put this one kind of there. Do the same thing on the other side. Take our petal. Maybe kind of, this one I'll go this direction. And then this one I put up here, and I try to kind of make them, I try to make the sprigs kind of go different directions so it doesn't get too symmetrical. But this one is a little harder because you don't have as much room to make sure that you stay on your card base. So there, I think that'll work. Okay. So now, like I say, if I had my vellum ones, I would do the same thing with a glue dot and just put these, just kind of put it over them just to soften the front of it a little bit and to kind of tie in the vellum paper behind here. Now, I have some old, these are actually retired, and they are called petal pink, but to me they don't match the petal pink very well, but they do look okay. They add some nice sparkle, and so I used these for the front, the center of the flowers, just to bling it up a little bit. And then I just took a smaller one. There's some different designs on here, but like I say, these are retired, so there won't be, you wouldn't be able to buy them anyway. So let me, if I can get one off, sticking to everything but where I want it. And you can put them wherever you would like to stick them down. Okay. So that is the card, with just the exception of the vellum sprigs. That's one of the issues here, moving over to my office to do filming, because I'm not quite as convenient to all my stuff. And once I figure out how to get my video to stop and then start recording again, it won't be a problem. But for some reason, I've tried it several times and I always have to start right over. So here are the cards that we made. I will tell you that if anybody wants a packet of these, please let me know. I'll keep it open for a couple of weeks and then I'll close the ordering process. And I can do it in any color scheme that you want. So if you know somebody that has an anniversary coming up and you know what their colors of their wedding was, chances are that I would have something that would match sorry, something happened to my light here, would match their wedding colors. Also can be made into a 25th or a 50th wedding anniversary and just use the silver and gold. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you have a great day. I'll have this posted sometime today in a blog post. Here is my all my stuff, my blog, my email, my online store. Don't forget that tomorrow starts the extravaganza sale. I sent emails out about that, and hopefully you all got that. But there are some great, fantastic buys. So have a wonderful afternoon. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.